Today with my 2015 favorites. This is part 2, which is bronzers, blushes, and highlights. This is going to be much shorter than my face part 1, which was primers, foundations, concealers, powders. So this one should be pretty quick. We're going to start off with bronzers. The first one, which I don't have here with me, I don't think, no I don't, is the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. That is the most perfect palette for contouring, bronzing, highlighting. You have the perfect powders to set your under eye concealer, you have the perfect contour colors, bronzer colors, and it really caters to a wide variety of people, whether you have light fair skin to dark skin. I absolutely adore that palette. Another bronzer that I got much love out of is the MAC Golden Rinse Studio Sculpting Defining Bronzing Powder. This was limited edition, but I've seen it on the website as recently as like a month or two ago. So I have hit pan on this baby. This is one of the most amazing consistencies of bronzers I've ever used. I think that it is probably very, very similar to the Makeup Forever new bronzers that they came out with that has the wave in it. I think that that is going to be very similar to the same consistency as this. It's almost like a hard baked gel. It blends so beautifully into the skin. It was my favorite bronzer ever since I got it whenever this collection released in 2015. And I have used it so much, and I absolutely adore this bronzer. If you can get your hands on this, I highly recommend it. Otherwise, try the Makeup Forever one because I think that one is pretty similar. Another bronzer that I really love is the Cover FX Sun Kissed bronzer. This is perfect for the fair skinned girls. They also have a darker shade as well. It's the perfect kind of light, almost taupey color. It's definitely more cool toned. If you can see them compared, this one almost matches into my skin. But the MAC one is definitely more warm red toned, where this one is a little bit more of like that natural contour color. Absolutely adore this and got a ton of use out of it. There's actually a pretty big dip in there, but this was definitely a favorite for 2015. As far as cream bronzers go, this YSL, what is this called? The Sun Kissed Blair Perfector Healthy Glow Balm Powder. This is amazing. Mine is in the color 4 Fauve, and it's the most creamy, oh my gosh. This is my favorite cream bronzer. I had to make myself put it away for a little bit because I was going through it like crazy. It has a very interesting consistency. It's that balmy, kind of like a balm to powder finish. It blends beautifully into the skin for bronzing or a little bit of contour. Highly recommend this. They have a bunch of different shades of this. Again, mine is in the shade 4 Fauve, and I highly recommend this if you're looking for a really fantastic cream bronzer. Otherwise, for cream bronzer or contour, I used a lot of concealer sticks this year. One of them being the L'Oreal True Match Concealer. That was really perfect, but I've already finished that up. So one blush that I have gone back to time and time again is the Glimmer Ombre Cheek Color from the Kardashian line. You can get these at CVS, and I think Ulta might have them as well. This is in the shade Glimmer. It's a beautiful, like kind of purpley mauve color. It's what's on my cheeks today. It's one of my favorite blushes. There's a few different shades, like maybe 4 or 5 different shades if this is not your color, but it's the most beautiful, like glowy, shimmery cheek without being like a glittery or chunky glitter. It just gives a really beautiful iridescent sheen. So I love this. Highly recommend that. Another one is the NARS Blush Inducer. I still don't know how to pronounce that, but it's the most perfect everyday natural blush. I cannot get enough of this. I am a sucker for like these rosy toned, like natural blushes, and this is that blush. It doesn't look like much when you try to swatch it on your hand, but when you use a brush, it really just goes onto the cheeks so beautifully. So if you are new to blush and you're wanting to try something very natural looking, that's not like too pink, too coral, too red, this is a fantastic one. I highly recommend that. And then my Makeup Geek blushes got so much love. The colors that I used most often were Spellbound, which I've hit massive pan on this. It's almost gone. This is a soft, light, peachy pink color, and it's just perfect for everyday wear. It's like my go-to blush. It's a beautiful, beautiful, just wearable everyday pink. Another one is this one in Smitten, which is a beautiful peach color, but it's not like overly orange. So you don't feel like you have like this crazy orange blush on. It's just a really pretty peach, but it does have like a slight pink hue to it. So I love that. I'm pretty sure I have a video swatching all these Makeup Geek blushes, so I'll try to leave that down below. And then another one is this one right here in Head Over Heels. And again, another one I've hit pan on. I like to mix Smitten and Head Over Heels. This one is a little bit of a brighter pink, kind of that baby doll pink. It's definitely a lot more bright, so when I mix it with this one, it just creates the perfect pinky peach blush. As for highlighters, I have a whole video on my favorite like glowy skin products and like a lot of highlighters and stuff, but two that stand out to me that I really loved, actually three that stand out to me that I really love. The first one is the Hourglass Diffuse Light Ambient Powder. This is a beautiful, soft, pale yellow, but it just gives you the most subtle highlight to your cheeks. I know that they just came out with these new strobing powders that I really, really want to look at and see if they're more shimmery than this, because this is definitely a very subtle, light highlight. It's very, very fair, and it just gives the most beautiful light iridescence to your cheekbones, so it's not dramatic at all. But if you want something a little bit more dramatic, these two definitely are winners for me. This one's a newer one. I've already finished one. It was the Shimmering Skin Perfector Poured in Opal, which I really love. This one is in Moonstone, and I absolutely adore this. I love the poured and the pressed version of this. This one is, the Moonstone's a little bit more of a yellow gold color, but the poured just gives you the really pretty dewy look to your skin. So I finished an Opal one, then I decided to try Moonstone. I prefer the Opal over the Moonstone for the poured, but I prefer the Moonstone over the Opal for the pressed. And my Opal is just like crunched to a million pieces. So honestly, Moonstone and Opal are my favorite. A lot of people really love Champagne Pop. I do like that one. I just feel like for my skin tone, it just isn't the best color match for me. Okay. So the highlighter, the Opal one, I really love it. It's more of a beigey colored highlight, which I really think is very flattering for many skin tones. If you're very fair, you probably like the Moonstone, or I think they just came out with Pearl. But regardless of what color you get, the pressed and the poured are absolutely beautiful. I'm currently using the Shimmering Skin Perfector liquid in Pearl and mixing that with my moisturizers in the morning, and I love it. So any of the Becca products, as far as their highlighting products go, you really can't go wrong. So those are my favorites for blush, bronzer, and highlight. There wasn't a whole lot because I tried to narrow this down to what I really used a ton this year. If you missed my foundation, concealer, primer, face powder video, that was part one. I will leave that in the description box down below. So don't forget to subscribe so you can see all of the 2015 favorites, as well as all the other videos I put up as well. So the next one is going to be eyes and lips, and then I will have one that is skincare, body care, and hair care. So I would love to know what some of your favorite blush, bronzers, and highlights are. Leave them in the comments down below, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Bye!